Observe your normal, natural, peaceful, in-breath and the out-breath. When we observe the breath, our mind slowly becomes empty of the thousands of thoughts that we have in a day. As the mind becomes empty, may merge into that emptiness and receive tremendous amount of energy into a body. Be with your breath. As you observe the breath, allow yourself to slowly become empty of all thoughts in your mind. breath, become one with that in-breath and the out-breath, and allow yourself to slowly become empty of all thoughts in your mind. And as your mind is getting empty, can you feel that emptiness inside your body? Can you feel any sensations in your body? Allow yourself to be totally empty of all thoughts in your mind as you become one with your breath. Become aware of that emptiness inside you, all around you. Allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into that emptiness, spreading far and wide, beyond your body, beyond your room, into the edges of this universe. As you are becoming one with your breath, stay aware of that emptiness where there is no body, no one, where there is no thing, in no space and no time. All emptiness is energy. In the quantum field of infinite possibilities and potentials, this field has abundance of healing energy, mystical energy, miraculous energy, love energy, empowerment energy, and whatever you can become aware of. Allow yourself to go deeper and experience this energy and tune in. The longer we stay connected into this field of energy, the more we become of it. The more we allow those unlimited possibilities into our life. Stay aware. Of that emptiness and merge into that energy. Has no body. Allow yourself to be completely immersed in that emptiness as you became one with your breath. Go deeper into that emptiness where everything is connected with everything else, with everyone else. and deeper into yourself and experience that wholeness again. One with your breath and one with that emptiness. Friends, let's express gratitude. Gratitude is a high state of receivership. Be grateful to your parents for giving us this beautiful connection to the universe. Be grateful to all your teachers and mentors for expanding our wisdom. Be deeply thankful to all the people in your life for allowing us to learn so many things. Our families, our friends, colleagues, partners, relatives, everybody. Be grateful to this grand nature, the bird, the fish, animals, sun, moon, and the earth, for filling our lives with beauty, mystery, energy, and many more. Be grateful for all the things we use, the places we go, the systems and governments and companies, so many people and servicemen that support our lives in many ways. Be grateful to yourself for caring for you, for caring for others. Be grateful to this intelligent universe for allowing us to experience so much more in this life.
All is well, I can rest
Relax your body.
I can rest. I am safe.
Feel your body.
All is well. All is well. I can rest.
Relax.
I
Let the
am
autonomous nervous system process the energies.
All is well. I can rest.
As you relax,
I am safe.
recollect your experience from the session.
All is well.
How did you feel?
I can rest.
Where did you go?
I am safe.
What did you see?
All is well. All is well. All is well. All is well. All is well.
And whenever you're ready,
All is well.
you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then open your eyes.
I am safe. All is well. All is well. I can rest. I am safe. All is well. All is well.
Okay. Wonderful. Hope you enjoyed the meditation. When I say tune in, stay connected, become aware, experience, they're all the same thing. That you have an awareness of that emptiness or that energy. Of course, tune in has a real meaning of tune in. That tune into a healing energy means that's what you say, you're working more in your current life. Tune into a mystical energy. Just like a radio station, right? We spoke about this in the past. So you tune in, you go to your station, you keep that thing, that knob there, 91.9 FM. So you get that, right? So it's that way. So tune in. So you place your attention on a specific energy if you wish to. Or you leave and then tune into any energy, right? That means then you are receiving anything. Either is fine, depending on what you are working on at that point in your life. Those working on health, you could tune in. So as you are relaxing into the meditation, let's understand creativity and innovation some more. So with that understanding that law of infinity exists, and the core understanding that we are here for a new experiencing. We are here for experiencing life. So new experiences, we always are looking for something different. We always are looking for experiencing life to the maximum. That means maximum number of experiences. They come from creating, doing new things. If you do the same thing, we'll not get a new experience. You know that. If I take a rasgulla which is tasty, I have first time I got great experience, second time some experience, third time reduced experience, a law of diminishing returns. We know this thing is there. Fourth time onwards is just boring. You don't enjoy it anymore. So we are always wanting to do things new. So either do new things or do whatever you're doing newly. Do new things. So change what you're doing. If every weekend you're spending time, only thing you're doing is watching for 3 hours, maybe this weekend I'll change that and then draw. If it is customary for you to go to a specific Chinese restaurant every weekend, obviously now you change to something new. That's also there, right? Because we go to restaurants occasionally and we stick to and say, no, I love Chinese food, only want that. Because we go occasionally, so then we don't want to lose that experience. So we are just going and saying the same thing. We're not even exploring outside. Where is it coming from? It comes from that fear of losing out. Oh, I'm only doing once in 2 weeks, once in a week. So why should I try something new? I know this is good. So we're in a company, either we have to do newly. If you are in that person who has got to make those reports, let's say you are this ops manager, you got to make the reports. But do the reports, improvise the reports, right? Otherwise, it's just a button or two, or the routine, same exercise, collect the status from this person, that person, this, all of that put together, make that Excel sheet. But it's all the same thing. So can you improvise it? Can you add a new field? Can you provide something extra to your manager? Again, we don't take initiative, either because before meditation, that's how where we are. We do not take initiatives. We fear failures. We fear approvals, whether they will take it or not. Why did you do it? If the manager questions, maybe in the past he questioned you deeply. So that's the time we withdraw ourselves. So creativity is about doing things newly or do new things. You have created one product. Companies innovate when they're totally down, or they also are innovating when they are high. We get carried away. If my product is very successful, but that is the time we also actually start branching off and create something new. We were like that when I was in IBM. So we were definitely having a great run for the business that I'm into. We're absolutely beating all the numbers. So we could see that we need to branch out. It's a great time to branch out because you also can muster in funding. That's the time. All support will be there. If we get carried away, okay, this is selling, so let it sell. And then sometime soon, then the experience for the customers is boring. So by the time it's too late, because these things take time to bake, right? They take 12 months, 13 months, 15 months sometimes. So while we're having a great run, we actually created another parallel. We ventured into a parallel one that we said we look at and say 3 years down the line, we're going to be here. So we got to do it. So even though there's all the pressure is there, clothes are there for us to do on the current. Just like the restaurant, you'll have the pressure from everybody in your family. No, this one, that one. But keep working with them and say, guys, let's go and try a new restaurant. Small thing and big thing, but both are the same. So we constantly look for creating new products. Don't stick on to the same because we have been having like that rasgulla is tasty first time, second time, third time, that you don't go doing the same. So going into unknown is essentially what we are doing. Yesterday, Deepak was alluding a little bit around this. You make it unpredictable, go into unknown. Magic. He's talking about magic, yes. So when you get a heightened experience, you feel it's magic. Uncommon is magic. Miracle and magic are the same, right? What is not common is miracle and magic. If it's common, then it's not. Cell phone was a miracle, like Karthikeyan sir said one of the sessions. It was a miracle in late 1970s. I mean, early 80s, I think, is when it came in. But then now it's just common, right? It's no longer a miracle. Just accepted. So we got to we are going into the unknown when you're creating, because we are not, if we know an experience, then it is boring. So we are always looking for new. That's why the books also, we keep reading newer and newer and expand ourselves into new areas. Books are a great way of going into the unknown. When I read this book, this is a beautiful small book, Immortal Talks by Shunya. Amazing book to read. It talks about realities. Simple book, but very profound. It talks about realities. A person goes to sleep and then he goes into a reality where things unfold for him. And he had an opportunity to stick to that reality and then go from there. He was very aware in the dream what he is experiencing. So he had an opportunity to go into that reality. And then when he wakes up, he sees also some of that reality in the current life. So now he's suddenly wondering what's going on. But this one, it explains that there are multiple realities that exist, because the concept of that is same done by shamans. Dreaming, they control the dreams, and then they can actually go into the dream and then experience more and more, and then bring some of that into the current life. It's beyond understanding to say what are we saying. But if we read these books, we understand suddenly something more, right? Then when we expand our knowledge, then we also become creative. So new experiences lead to newer happiness, and new experiences, knowledge is always precursor to experience. So we got to have that new knowledge. So we are open. So we got to be constantly open to learn more, so that we are experiencing more for a newer happiness. Every company survives. Every company exists only if it has a differentiation, right? There has to be a meaning of why they exist. The purpose and meaning has to be there for the company for it to exist. Otherwise, it'll just become one other, and then slowly it'll see its own closure. Broadly, companies can be defined as process, people, technology. Always looked at anything that we do is between these three, right? You got people making processes, using processes, defining processes to either build solutions, sell and market solutions, or support customers using the solutions. People, process, and technology are product. Whatever I say, technology is a product. People, process, and product. So we need to innovate in all three areas. If you are responsible for the process of defining a process of how to sell, then we constantly look at how do I optimize it. In our company, the development process, we kept on optimizing on a regular basis. Every 6 to 9 months, we kept looking at, because these days, technology is changing so fast that this methodology of agile and this and that. So you are looking to constantly tweak. There's no longer that waterfall to agile. So suddenly there is a new way of doing, but then some based on what you're working on, it may not be, nothing fits perfectly. So you have to look at a blend of these. But we kept tweaking, but at least as a way to improvise and as a way to give a new experience to the people who are working on it. Many of us think that innovation means only I need to create like a cell phone or a new gadget, right? But look at banking sector. So much innovation has happened, right? Just the process innovation, isn't it? The most amazing thing, I mean, this is one of the, I always quote this, Dell, that computer, the laptops, Dell that we all use, they were like the number one for a long time on the charts in computer making, right? In the personal computers. All they did was they figured out the process. It's not in the computer itself, the innovation, not at all. They are making like anybody else. It's very easy, by the way, to make a computer. All it requires is CPU, memory, and hard disk. Three things. Put them together, a computer is done in a box. Very easy. Is the beautification, is the look and feel, and how easy you make it to operate, some of those things, how long the battery and all that is there. This way, there is a differentiation. But otherwise, the rest of the inside components are standard. But I'll tell you what. But what did they do? They went after simplifying and optimizing the process. So process innovations create significant results for companies. So that process, what they did, they automated the entire process of from the time customer order till the time I deliver. In those days, only thing companies knew was that you have to make computers because everything is hardware, unlike software. You make the computer and then store it in a stockist, right? You got to have distributors. So in the godowns, you got to ship them from manufacturing plants, ship them, and then stock them. But what they did, they figured out a way to not stock, not have any stock, minimal stock. And instead, they just-in-time ordering. So you get an order, so they use the technology heavily. The first ones to adopt the technology heavily, recognize customers want different configurations to provide that ability to customize. Pick my CPU, pick my memory, pick my disk, pick my graphics card, those 4 or 5 things. Right? Customized orders, I take it. And then they automated this whole thing from the back end with the supply chain. So within 24 hours from the time they order, a system is made and then shipped from wherever it is to the customers. So they didn't have to deal with inventory. So it became major successful story. The moment you don't have inventory, because the technology is dropping prices so significantly, if you have inventory, then what happens? In 1 month later, if the price is dropped by 50%, because a new Intel has released a new CPU chip or something, then suddenly you're under pressure. Price pressure, you're into losses. Because customers are not going to buy, right? So just the process optimization with the low inventory, least inventory, so the return on the dollar was significant. So they were like growing for a long time. Then of course, towards the end, I guess they innovated so well that somewhere they got lost. That company could not, beyond a point, it becomes so big, then it's a different challenge. So innovation at a process level can absolutely be done, dear friends. Is a way, and then this whole Amazon and all of these are processes, right? A lot of times innovations are very simple ideas. They're not complex, simple like Google, like Facebook. I always looked at from our side too. I don't think I was very successful in that perspective, especially in companies. Our product, I felt, was still complex. It was a complex product, but we were solving a very complex problem. We were always looking to simplify, but we were definitely simplified a complex problem using a technology. So we tried to make it as simple as possible for the customers. Even this experience, we're trying to simplify. We heard the registration process stuff. When you're coming into this meditation, we're getting emails, then afterwards I had to click and become a WhatsApp group. We look to simplify. We got to simplify this process so people come in, more and more people can come in and then experience meditation. Meditation is helping because, first of all, I talked about it, there's no fear of failure. We lose out. That amygdala center is lowered in frequency. Amygdala is the fear center, emotional center. lowered. So we reduce the fear of failure. We start living and saying, so what if somebody gives me a comment? You produce a design, somebody gives you a comment, nasty comment, add it. 2 times you're a fresher in a company and then you get nasty comments, you withdraw. Don't withdraw. So what? Because that's usually when we withdraw our creativity. But meditation is helping us to improve our strength. So we don't withdraw. We don't withdraw. Second, meditation is helping, making us open, right? Is making us open to newer possibilities. That's the whole quantum physics that we're learning. Open to the new possibility. We're exploring the unknown. That experiment I talked about in the beginning, one of the reasons they said is because A, no fear, three, divergent thinking. So they are open to different ideas, different ways. There's no limit, right? So anything you can think. One of the ideas they said is, oh, using drones, we can clean these windows of tall buildings from outside. The maintenance of these tall buildings is tough. So using drone with an attachment, they felt like you can actually go in and start cleaning all the glasses. In my house, we have this tall second floor, third floor windows. You can't get there. So for years, you're not getting maintenance. Yes, if the drone comes and from outside it'll run and then clean it, it's great. Otherwise, you got to get the scaffolding. It's tough. So exploring, you want to take risks. So we have the ability to take risks, and then we're making it non-predictable. We are breaking the routine. So meditation helps us to break the routine, make it non-predictable. Another important thing why meditation is helping is less stress. We talked about this. In a stressful mode, our cognitive function is shut down. That brain itself is shut down, right? When we have a lot of stress in the body, I said the only thing body is doing is to pump blood into your hands and legs and eyes. So all of the systems are shut down. The first thing happens is conscious brain, where the cognitive function, creativity, thinking, contemplation, they all are shut down. So we cannot, right? In a stressful situation, there's no opportunity to create. So meditators are very, very calm and peaceful. And so naturally, they're more cognitive, more contemplative. And lastly, definitely, we have this higher understanding that it's not only me and me and me and me, but there is so much in this infinite intelligence. There's only 0.01% me, 99.99% that emptiness intelligence, that quantum field of infinite possibility and potentiality. So we are very open. We are open into that. Not only open to the ideas around us with the people, but we open into the field. We are going in the meditation. We ask for help. Right now, we ask. So these are various ways how meditators are improving their creativity. That hippocampus area also, which is that long-term memory, is also helping. Long-term memory, that's also helping. And increasing neural connections or neuroplasticity, that's also helping us to learn new. When you learn new, then we have an ability to experience new, so your ability to try new. When you try new, then you're potentially discovering new. So with meditation, friends, we are becoming growth mindset oriented. This is a very important function for the companies, right? Growth mindset. So we recognize that we are not fixed in ability, that we can improve all the time. We don't run away. Innovation, creativity, all of this, we don't run away, we face a challenge, right? If problems face us, then we don't run away from there, because instead we face the challenge. When you face the challenge, we have opportunity to try new. We take criticism to improve. We don't ignore the criticism, or we don't stop taking the criticism. These are all part of how we actually innovate and become growth minded. We do not ignore, but we take criticism to improve. And when we don't feel threatened from other people, we get inspired. When if you meet a highest inventor in your company, then you don't feel like, oh man, so that's for him. I don't know when I can become that. I was just like this. I'm so unlucky. People are like that. That's like feeling lack, feeling despair. Instead, you feel inspired. When we hear from Karthikeyan sir about everything that's done, I always get so much inspiration. He's doing so many things, so many organizations. I wonder how today is in one organization, tomorrow another organization, extremely different, but he still has the ability to make a meaningful contribution to them in some way or the other. As a result, people also want to associate, because but then it requires so much creative, so much open to various ideas and then synthesize. But that is there. But then we get inspired. We don't feel like it's very tall thing for me. We need to get inspired. So meditators are getting not feeling threatened. And another thing, we don't feel threatened. We don't feel like, no, this person is competing with me, or is talking about something great, and then I think I'm going to lose out in my company. So we don't feel threatened. Instead, we feel inspired from others who are being successful. It comes easily to us when we take tall figures, but it doesn't come that much easily when we are taking about our peers, friends. See through things. We can take easy inspiration from others, there is, and then want to express that help and then kindness. But the same friend who is we feel competition in our colleagues, if he is doing that, like getting that accolades in the company by managers and stuff, then we start feeling threatened. Oh, he's getting all the attention. We drop that. Meditators drop that. Instead, survival mode, we go into creative mode. What do you create, dear friends, in various opportunities? For example, that newsletter that we produce every day, some of you notice is not the same format, and the content also changes. I could have easily chosen to be just repeat the content as it is without worrying about it. Right? I mean, I'm just doing whatever I can do. I can just easily take and say they produced 2 years ago, and if I go back and look at it, I feel so good about it, because whatever I wrote about innovation is different definitely 2 years ago to 6 months ago to now, because I'm constantly improvising. So I'm constantly tossing out and putting new things. We changed the format. Earlier, it was a rectangular page format. Last time, it was a mobile. We wanted to see a 6-inch phone. It exactly fits and can read it. This time, we said, okay, why not? Why limited by that? Go into the Facebook. We put it in the Facebook now, so there's no limitation on the text. Easy to read. We're also innovating. We are constantly. So small things we can do. Your marketing materials in the company, sales presentations. Don't keep it boring and then the same thing again and again. 6 months later, we have a tendency to just copy paste and then produce the same exact thing, change the title. Do you want to do that? Patriji, I've learned so beautifully with this. He never takes the same thing and then puts it. Even if it means to change a character, he'll change something. They improvise it. Easy improvisation. Product issues. Process. Question the process. Don't accept as it is, status quo, right? So through meditation, how we can improve some of the creativity, friends, is we talked about it. Listening to your heart is for purpose as well as for gaining insights and creativity. So we do that. Listen to your heart. If you want to add a new value to your product feature or to your company's process, listen to your heart, start questioning. Hey, this is where you put your attention on it. Simple. Where your attention goes, energy flows, manifestation happens. If your question is, hey, I'm looking for an idea or a solution to improve my company's process, start contemplating and ask for help in your meditation. This is where you want to actively introduce new ideas to the companies, right? Deliberate creation. So pay attention, ask for help by asking for insights, right? And asking for insights, so then the same thing in the early mornings when you are in a wakeful state, and early morning or night time before going to bed, pay attention closely what you're getting it, right? The insights will come, asking for it. Anything complex, if you're designing that, if you're going in the complex side, then you're in the potentially on the wrong side. Look at how do I step back and simplify, right? Difficulty is outdated, so easy, it's got to be easy. Stay open. In order to improve creativity, stay open. If you went to a client meeting and the client shouted on your face saying that don't waste my time, don't give up. From the most adverse situations, things will come out. Yesterday, I think day before, in one of the sharing, even Suresh Kalburgi was sharing that 1% chance for them to win a legal litigation case, but they kept pursuing. They didn't give up. They didn't give up, pursuing. Then finally, the other party collaborated with them. They paid them in return money extra, and then they together sold the business. But otherwise, it would have been 1% chance for the founders and the 99% on the investor side, because the clauses are written like that. While the truth, whatever that may be, these guys had a point, but then the clauses are in a way that they would lose out completely. but they didn't give up. So we don't give up. A client meeting, client scolded you, don't give up, because if stay open, because anything can happen. Tomorrow the client might change their mind, and then we go in and then we create things for them. So when we stay open for any things, then we create more. The last thing is we don't conclude at anything. We don't conclude. If we conclude on a performance rating of an employee and say this person is average, then because you stay with the conclusion, then you are closing the possibility of receiving the brightest idea from that employee for the next 6 months, for example, because it is there in your mind. You concluded that he is average, and then you only go to your only the main people all the time. So you're now taking an idea, so it's not being open. So we don't conclude. So if we conclude that we got the best product right now, that you wrote it, this is it, this net banking process of the banking is the best way, then we are closing ourselves. So whatever that you make a decision now is great, but that be open that tomorrow you can ready to open and then again optimize on it. So we don't conclude in meditation. When spirituality, we take decisions at point in time, but then in the next moment we are open about that thing, so that we can either change it and have an opportunity to receive feedback from others. A lot of times we say that no, we made the decision, so don't come back to me. It may be good for 1 day, 2 day, but we should be as open as possible, even for the next day, to receive again another bright idea, because that's how we receive it. So friends, so innovation, creativity is fundamental, and meditation is making us improve constantly and then constantly, so we get new experience, and we're doing it because of happiness to ourselves, not because company wants it. We recognize that base in the core of creativity is that it gives us a new experience. So see, purely it moved away from somebody else pushing us to do, versus it is we gaining that interest, self-interest to do it. Right? We want to innovate, we want to create things so that we get new experience. With that, I conclude. I'll take some quick feedback from SVB sir and close with Karthikeyan sir. An observation or anything that you would like to add, sir?
Good morning, Chandra. I agree with you that innovation and creativity is necessary for survival. They are the process, technology, and the product are the resultant effects. We can take an example for this is sugar industry. To start with, we are making only sugar, and we had the byproducts, the molasses and bagasse. To start with, they never bothered to put these byproducts. We used to leave these molasses into earthen pits during the rainy days. It will go around all the places, spoiling even the groundwater and so on. So it was 5 decades ago. Then people started thinking what to do it. In fact, we had put up a distillery, used this molasses and produced alcohol. That alcohol, to start with, went for industrial purposes, for making the plastic pipes. On the other hand, it was also used, it was being also used for making the liquor. That is one way of using that byproduct. The company could earn more. The other thing is bagasse. We need steam to produce sugar in sugar factories. So low pressure boilers were used only to the requirement of the processing of the juice from the cane. The bagasse has a bigger problem. We have to take the bagasse, put it in the roadside, and it was creating problem for even for people living nearby. And therefore, what we thought is, why not go for high pressure boilers so that we can produce more steam? With that steam, we can produce power. So people started going for high pressure boilers from 30 to 60, later on to 1. Now we are having 125 pressure boilers and produce more power. We are able to sell it to the government and also the private parties, and we are getting more revenue. Then the sugar sector is not doing well. It is the power that makes the factories economically viable. With all that, it doesn't stop with it. When you produce the alcohol out of molasses, the resultant effluent is another big problem, which people were storing in tanks, leaving it into the nullas, rivers during the rainy times. Then what to do? That is a big problem. And also when we put it into the land also, that is another problem. So at the time, in fact, I had been to Australia to find out what they're doing. I went to one distillery, CSR distilleries, there for about 3-4 days. Then they were making this effluent, taking it to the lorries, diluted with water 10 times and irrigating it, because that effluent has got the fertilizer ingredients also. We tried it in India. Then even that also, pollution control board were objecting, because even this diluted effluent was creating a problem to the wells and the nearby lands. So again, we thought over it, and we went in for the incineration of the spent was. There's a first plant we have put up in Karnataka, in Nanjangooda, and we got the reward also for the state government. There was also a problem to start with. We had been to various countries where it was not a final thing. Only the boilers could operate for continuously 60, 70 days. So then we tried a lot of research over that, discussed with various suppliers, and had put up a plant which has been able to work for 6 months. Now there have been improvements, so on. Now continuously we can operate, because change of the technology, we are able to do it. We had to use at those times only the coal to 25%. Rest of the effluent has been burnt along with the coal, and we were producing power also there, and resultant was the phosphate is the fertilizer. Now there's a lot of improvement. We are able to, even with bagasse, we are able to run those things. That way we are making money from the waste also. Waste to wealth we have been able to create. And with bagasse we made it. Then resultantly, when we make this effluent, burnt into potash, again the problem, what will do the pressment that is coming out of the sugar factories? That also we were putting in the roads, creating a problem. Then we studied that, and sugar industry as a whole and various technologies were involved in that. And what we did is we mixed this pressment which coming out of the sugar factory after taking the sugar, molasses, and bagasse. What we did is then we took it to an open ground with the concrete floor, and we added the effluent coming from a part of the effluent coming from the distillery, add it to the pressmate, and add an inoculum, and made it as a biofertilizers. In fact, that we are doing it in a big way, adding to micronutrients also to that. It's a great demand we are not able to supply, because people are now going for organic. Previously, where they are all using chemical fertilizers. Now people are thinking of going for the organic fertilizer. We are unable to do that. And that way, creativity, innovation, creativity will always help. It took 5 decades for us to come to this level. Maybe, as you rightly said, had people, maybe the technologists, maybe the management, had they gone in for the meditation even in those days, we are late now. Even if we had gone those days, probably instead of 5 decades, maybe in 2 decades, we could have done it. Another 3 decades, you could have done much better, because we have now go for the varieties of cane, which was yielding a recovery of only 9%. Now we are now going for new varieties, which gives 2% more. That means the income for the sugar factory and the payment to the cane growers can also be good. Therefore, I agree with you. The process, the technology, and the products can be obtained by innovation and creativity. This is what I would like to place before you, members.
Thank you, sir. Great example, no better than you in creating in the context of business leader meditation sessions. Using ways to further create not only create wealth for the company, but actually improve the environment. So if you are going into these organic fertilizers and handling the waste effectively, so on one side increasing, so I think it's just amazing the way that you are doing. That's because you are very open. You're constantly looking at waste. You never concluded and said, okay, that's waste, so let's just dump it and that's somebody else's problem. So that's great, sir. Great to have that example for us to know how to keep improving what we do. Katken, sir?
Yes.
And you have, I still remember, sir, your nothing is impossible comes from this creative
Practical.
thinking. Creative thinking.
SVB has shared his practical wisdoms, what he has gone through. Every challenge he converted into an opportunity. Every challenge proved to be beneficial to the industry, environment, to the farmers, and to the nation. So process innovation, there is no end to it. No product, at least, as you rightly said, we have problem with process innovation. Like that, there's no failures. Actually, you're right. Nothing should be taken as a failure. You have to only take it as a opening up new possibilities. As always, there is no end to it. So with that positive, you can. That's how achievers like SVB are created by this process. Living examples. You said the theory, he has said that, he has lived that.
That's right, sir. Absolutely.
Nothing is impossible, of course.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, dear friends and masters. So we'll meet back again tomorrow. So tomorrow is a final week starting. We'll go into understanding there are 4 barriers into strengthening in developing our practice. We'll understand that. We'll understand what it means to do some more service, and then teaching. There are a few concepts that will go in, and the tips for enhancing meditation. So every day we'll understand something or the other as we go in to the final week. And parallel to that, my request, see, we have released that flyer with the registration links. Sir, I will have to send you the email. I will not send that. So with the registration links. So for the next upcoming program. So now is the time to start talking about this and introducing to your people to register. Those are very, very busy, can't take 40 days, don't want to commit 40 days. They can sign up for the 5-day program. And otherwise, the 40 days is always the best. Right?
Please send the flyer separately for the 40 days.
Okay, sir.
And then, combining the weekends and all that, people will get confused. You can send that also separately.
Separately. Okay.
Those who are interested in the 40 days, they will be able to make up their mind and register separately.
Got that, sir. Okay.
I think I have written to you already. Yes.
Okay, sir. I will see that. Thank you all and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I've seen all this happening.
What's that, sir?
I've seen all this.